Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you're someone who thinks that they are not good enough, and I often come across some people like we are just talking and they tell me, that they are not very significant or they are unlucky for their families or they are not worthy of getting this success. And when I'm sitting here, I just understand that where they're coming from, what kind of immediate environment that they are living in, and the people who are telling them all this, and they are believing it and forming their self concept around it. And this is the first block which I need to open for them. And that's what I'm doing because if these blocks don't open, then people can't be successful. And look at MS Dhoni, look at Rajnikant, the film star, the legend. Look at Dhirubhai Ambani, where they started. And if their self concept remained like this, they would have never been so successful. So, by the end of this video, as you will go through this, you would understand these self concepts, how they are built, and how they can be changed so that you can live, create, and enjoy the life of your dreams by manifesting it. Hi, this is Shilpa Arora Sharma. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, then please do subscribe because I make regularly such kind of content which is practical as I apply on my students and on myself. All right, let's begin and let's see how these self concepts work. Okay, so I remember with myself as well when I wrote my first book, Not Just Wait, and somebody wrote a very, very nasty comment on my social media handle. And after that, reading that comment, I could not write another book for a good long year. And that kind of self damage can happen, when someone is making that kind of comment for you. Fortunately, I'm very mindful of these things. And that time, I was not an NLP coach or anything, but I was good to understand that this is something which is inflicted from outside and this is not really my reality. And my immediate environment was also very encouraging, so I came out of it. But some people almost never recover from these kind of things and they become their part of self concept. So what happens is that when you're performing a role or you are living a life and you've been regularly told that you're not good enough, you're not significant, you're not worthy of it, or you went into a fight and that time that person told that you are bad, and that really gets into your subconscious, and that programming really happens inside you, then your failure begins to start, and then you begin to fail one after the other. And some of you are really fortunate that they approach coaches like me, and we have this conversation where I understand that where they're coming from, and I'm immediately able to point it out that is that the reason you're telling me? Who told you this? That you are, not good? And usually, mostly 99% of the times, they remember who was that person who told them that they were bad or not good or not enough for their success. And voila, we are able to change it. Sometimes easily, sometimes hard because it's too much. And as I will tell you, the steps, which are the 7 steps, that by the end of this video, you will be able to completely change your self concept and be all set to for your success and manifest it. Let's look at MS Dhoni, for example. Like his movie was also made on him, his biopic, where he was a ticket collector for a good 2 3 years. And just understand this: if he had believed that he's only going to be a ticket collector, then he would never had become this MS Dhoni, who's like successful in all 4 formats of the cricket. And if we look at anyone, we look at Rajnikant, who was also a bus conductor, and if he would have just believed that this is who he is, then he would have never become that star. So self concept is very important. Who do you think you are? And then you become. And often, from the biggest philosophers and activists and also from Lord Buddha. It's like you become what you think that you are. This is the power of the thought. Now, how to change it? So, step number one is decide what do you want to become. This is a very, very important step, because who do you want to become? That is, you should know. And then we can work on your self concept according to that. Then, step number two is frame your affirmations. Let's say I am becoming a multimillionaire coach. So I'm framing that affirmation. So that is step number two. Frame your affirmation as per who you are becoming. Then step number three is just feel if there is any block when you see it. Like, what is it that you don't believe in that affirmation? Is it like appearing false? If the affirmation feels true, then you're good. This step is not needed for you. But if your affirmation seems false and you are, feeling, I'm not good enough, or it's not going to work, or I can't do it. If there are these thoughts, then we need to really understand what are these thoughts, and we need to work on them. So first you write down what are these thoughts which are blocking your affirmation, which makes the affirmation feels false. Write down those blocks. All right. Now let's go to step four. Now let's start countering all these beliefs by forming affirmations or giving them, canceling them logically. Like if someone says, oh, you don't know any people who would, how would you do it? So you can just cancel it, because you can say, I'll figure this out, I can talk to this person, I can make my network. If there is a thought like you're not worthy of it, then if you're not able to counter it logically, it comes again and again. Then frame opposite affirmation. I am limitless. I am worthy of whatever I want to do. And I have these 7 powerful affirmations where I tell myself every day and my students that I'm born to be rich, I'm born to be happy, I'm born to be loved, I'm born to be successful. These are the very, very powerful affirmations which you constantly tell yourself and then become that. So these affirmations also naturally remove all such blockages. All right. Now let's look at the fifth step, which is a very, very important step. Start manifestation techniques with these affirmations. So affirmation itself is a manifestation technique, but you could add more power to it by doing a mirror manifestation technique. You could look at my previous video, which I made on mirror manifestations. Then you can also do visualization. Like, of course, all these people, these cricketers, and I was looking at Virat Kohli's interview the other day, that he was mentioning that, he was made to visualize how he hits that six. And this is the work of a coach, because in these high demanding these jobs, a coach has to be there who's, fixing all these problems and working on the belief, and programming your subconscious for your success. So visualization, mirror manifestation technique, affirmations, all these sports people are doing them so that, their mind is ready and the mind has already done it before they even do it. And that's how manifestations work. And its manifestation is beyond that, because it's also attracting it from the environment. So the manifestation technique is a very, very important point which you should do. Then sixth step is repetition and consistency. Do it without fail till the time you are there. Keep doing it. That is the most important thing. And the seventh and most important part is stay in touch with a coach, a manifestation buddy, or a community. Because otherwise, the life will take over. And or I told you in the beginning also that environment is stronger than our willpower. It takes over. So it's very, very important that you're in touch of some kind of a manifestation coach, or you make a manifestation buddy, make a friend who can be your manifestation buddy, and you both are manifesting together, or you are in touch of a manifestation community where people practice manifestations. Like I also have such a community called Manifestor Hub where people practice manifestations, and it's like maybe, these are those days where I'm just doing manifestation techniques, and manifestation will still take some time to come. But while I'm listening to other people, adding more power to my manifestation and my belief and my discipline and my consistency, so eventually I'm going to manifest. All right, so these were the 7 steps. And by the if you are following all these 7 steps, you are going to change your self concept and manifest whatever you want, and be someone like MS Dhoni, Dhirubhai Ambani, or Rajnikant, the superstar, whoever you want to be. The list is endless. And if you just do Google, you will figure out that mostly all successful people who have done this on their own, they are manifestors. So keep manifesting and keep coming back for more. Bye bye. See you in the next video.